Drama City Productions presents.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Faith is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the
one and only
Troy Adams.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's the Podcast Wrestling Society. First, fighting out of the blue corner, I am your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, presenting Troy Adams. And now, fighting out of the red corner, they are fighting out of Oakland, California. They are the Khabib Nurmagomedov and Cain Velasquez to my Daniel Cormier. It's Greg and Ramon. What up, guys?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? That was not the reaction I was expecting.
That was my Paul Bearer in Return of the Undertaker in WrestleMania 20. Oh, yeah.
What the? Wow. Well, I changed it up a little bit. Instead of a typical wrestling intro, I did an MMA intro. So, and that is because you guys are on the road, actually, to UFC 227. Crazy. Well, that means we are actually going... Wow. So if the quality on their end is a little sketchy, that's because they are on the road recording through Bluetooth. So we're going to make it work, though. And this podcast will be recorded in dos parts for all of you out there who speak Spanish. It is, we are going to record the wrestling portion while they are on the road, and then we will record the MMA portion tomorrow night after UFC 227 so that we can bring you all updated news out of the UFC. Sound good?
Spoilers, Mighty Mouse won.
Wow.
Spoilers, 2 new champs.
And new. But yeah, so...
Spoilers, Brock Lesnar showed up again. Hashtag more times than Raw.
What the hell? But yeah, so it's going to be a little different for this podcast here. First of all, I want to start off by saying I apologize I didn't get Wednesday's podcast posted until Thursday this past week. It will not happen again. I had some issues with, I thought my equipment was at home, but it was not, and it was annoying stuff. So either way, it's not going to happen again. I'm going to try to keep an eye on my equipment from...
You're really adding some HCW news into it. That's what you're doing. Trust us, huge HCW updates later in the show. Stay tuned.
Yeah, how did your tryout there go, Ramon?
I will get into the entire report when we get to it.
Did you proudly wear your Buckeyes hat?
The Ohio State Buckeyes hat, yes.
Well, I don't know that.
Do you want to get into the report right now?
Well, I was going to say you wouldn't have. That wouldn't have scored you points with a certain higher up in HCW because he much prefers the USC Trojans. So
I was trying to play the heel role, bro.
But he's the heel, so you're supposed to be the baby face. Gosh, I don't. Well, maybe there you go. You're appealing to the Ohio hobos.
Everything is street for all. Everything goes, man. They're gonna blur the lines, bro.
Everybody's gonna have something to do. Everything is gonna be on a pole, bro.
But I have a full update. We'll get to it. I promise.
Oh wow! Speaking of updates,
I haven't heard it yet, by the way. So just keep that talking.
Oh, good Lord. So it hasn't been screened yet. Nice. Okay.
So it'll be revealed live in 3 days when this airs. But you know what I mean.
And trust me, Ramon knows a thing or two about revealing things to the public. All right?
Yes, I do.
He has a record to prove it.
Reveal.
The quote-unquote big reveal. But anyway.
The largest reveal ever. Big league reveal.
Huge reveal. Huge. But anyway, speaking of reveals and updates and whatnot, if none of you have checked out our Redbubble store, there are some brand new t-shirts on there, bro. And you can change up your look, bro. We actually have 2 brand new t-shirts that I just added to the store. There is the t-shirt. It's in fire letters. It has our logo on the bottom. It says, "We'll set him on fire, then he's gone forever, bro." So check that out. That's famous us mocking Vince Russo. Speaking of us mocking Vince Russo, that is the theme of our second t-shirt, which I am a big fan of. I think it's our best work yet. It says, "The look, bro," and the face is blurred out, but the words are over someone that has the look, bro.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So you'll have to see
Check
what
out the shirt.
Yeah, you'll have to see what it is. Definitely check that out. And plenty of other t-shirts, HCW shirts and whatnot. Go to redbubble.com/people/podres society, PODWRES society. So there you go.
And remember, if you buy one, Troy's going to personally call you to thank you.
I will personally show up at your front door and kick you in the nads.
Kiss you in the nuts? That's what I heard.
What the hell? No.
Sorry, that's what you said. You heard it here first, people.
I clearly
Troy
said
will
kick.
Get up to your house and kiss your nads. All right, let's get to the news.
What the?
wrong with that?
You are weird. My gosh. All right, anyway.
Where's the weird one? Okay.
And just letting everybody know, pimping this now, we are doing a top 10 list later on in the show. It is the top 10 SummerSlam matches that did not main event the show, bro. So
Tip it ain't easy.
wow. So that should be an interesting list to see what we all got there. I'm anxious to see how we all match up there. Anyway, diving right in here with the WWE news.
I love double E.
What the hell? This one is WWE related, but to all of you that don't know, Kane has become the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Man.
That's gotta be the mayor.
What the hell? He needs to like deliver his speeches in like wearing the mask with the hair and just like and act like he doesn't understand why people are looking at him awkwardly. Like
Use words like eviscerate. Going to eviscerate all Democrats in the county. You know the Simpsons, the Mayor Quimby wears the sash that says mayor?
yeah.
I want Kane to wear that. And like the red fire Kane.
Oh my gosh. I want him to wear the mask and the hair and just act like completely normal, and then when people ask him about the mask, he acts like he doesn't know what they're talking about. He's like I don't understand the question. Next.
What? What mask? You're wearing a mask. What are you talking about?
And then into that point about the eviscerate, he's like, my first act as mayor is we are going to eviscerate taxes. We are going to send these new taxes straight to hell.
We're going to light them on fire, bro.
And then they're gone forever.
Taxes will be gone forever.
Well, what are you going to do what are you going to do to your opponent? Slit his throat, bro.
Mr. Mayor Kane, sir, who's your campaign manager? It's me, bro.
What the hell?
The Mayor campaign is a swerve, bro.
Yeah, swerve, bro. My God.
The mayor sash on a pole match.
Good grief. Well, either way, congratulations to Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane. I hope he does a good job down there in Knox County, Tennessee. But yeah. But another one thing I did want to touch on, I had a thing at the beginning of last week's podcast at the beginning because the news broke after we recorded. It was like one of the darkest days in wrestling that I can remember in a long time. Like 3 dudes passed away. 2 of them were fairly big news and big league. since, we've been alive and watching wrestling. One of them was big news back in the territory days. But we lost Brickhouse Brown, Nikolai Volkov, and Brian Christopher Lawler all in the same day. Like,
that was a few hours. It seemed like it was back to back, but then minutes of each other.
Yeah, it was insane. Jerry Lawler has said that I don't know if I haven't kept up with it. I guess he said they are investigating Brian Lawler's death because they say he hung himself in his jail cell, and he said they're investigating. They're not coming up to any official conclusions yet. So, I don't know, but...
But I understand the Lawler family is a little suspicious about what happened.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Brian Christopher didn't exactly have a lot of friends. I'm not dogging on the guy now that he's dead.
Certainly not New Jack.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was about to get to that. New Jack and Sabu didn't have any kind words after the passing of Brian Christopher. New Jack came out first, I believe, and said something, paraphrasing here, along the lines of, well, now that your son's dead, Jerry Lawler, why don't you go and kill yourself and join him?
Oh, yeah.
That was just, the consummate professional that is New Jack, and then the other one was Sabu, came out and said, the one thing he said was, oh, good, I'm safe. Wrestlers usually die in threes. And that one was like, oh, man, it's a little dark. And then the other thing was he was basically saying, it's like, I don't care that Brian Christopher's dead. He was an a-hole. It's like, come on, dude. That's just too much.
It's rough.
Yeah. It's like, wow, way to hit somebody below the belt. It's like, even if you didn't like him, and if you don't have anything nice to say about the guy, like, as soon as he passes away, don't crap on him and his family. Like, that's just the lowest thing you could possibly do. But I don't know. A lot of sick people out there. Well, moving on to some SummerSlam news here. I guess Brock Lesnar is expected to make his final 3 appearances for WWE on the Raw before and after SummerSlam and SummerSlam itself.
Yes, Roman's winning the title. And then Kevin Owens cashes in his Money in the Bank privileges. Go to hell.
A lot of people have been speculating about Kevin winning, but I was like, yeah, I'll buy it when I see it. Until then, I'm not. Yeah, until I actually see it.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna take Braun out, and then Roman's gonna leave Brock Lesnar with the title.
I would be fine with that too. And then
I'd be so fine with that. Yeah, we've seen Braun no sell a bunch of stuff, but Kevin Owens is gonna be the one that takes him out. Come on now, you might beat him by like disqualification.
Bro.
And Weasel is going to be in the Money in the Bank winner.
Bro, I got an idea, bro. He's going to drive a Zamboni right over his ass, bro. He's going to flatten him out, bro.
What if they took the Money in the Bank and they put it on a pole, bro?
Oh.
Like, you do realize you win it by climbing a ladder. No, it has to be a pole this time, bro.
It's up in the corner of the ring, bro. That makes it better.
And the match is going to start off Braun in a short cage on a forklift, bro. Inside of a graveyard.
What the hell? With him on fire.
And then Kevin is going to start inside of a porta potty.
What the F? Oh, my gosh. This is just getting worse the more we talk.
It's right on the money, though. Tell me you wouldn't do this.
He would. By the way, from the posting of this episode, you guys... When are you guys leaving for New York? August what? So like the weekend before, or are you leaving that week of?
Leaving the Tuesday and the week of.
Okay, so you guys will be less than a week away. You guys.
That's what 6 days means. Yes, very good, Troy.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway. You guys are close to leaving in New York, and so we will be less than 2 weeks away from the biggest party of the summer. There you go, for all of you at home.
The Summerfest.
Yes, the Summerfest. Also on the Brock Lesnar news, the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter says that all indications are that that Brock Lesnar wants to continue signing short-term deals because UFC and WWE are both coming into large sums of money. It best serves him to be a free agent as often as possible. Cool, so he can screw both of them, bro. Say what?
You gotta pay all those Canadian taxes.
Yeah. They got to take 50%, bro, but he gets free health care. Man.
Yeah, you're gonna need it when Kane busts his face again.
Yep. I was about to make a comment about that, but yeah, you beat me to it.
Stop! I win.
There is a lot of doubt that either Undertaker or John Cena will be working the card at SummerSlam.
I have no doubt. It's too late now. I figured we would have heard something by now.
Yeah. It kind of sucks, but whatever. They're saving it for Melbourne, Australia, bro. 100,000 people inside of a cricket stadium, bro.
Starring Emma and the Iconics.
And
Don't you say
Buddy Murphy.
Or whichever one he is.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy. Here's a story that should stimulate Greg. I guess PW Insider has speculated that Elias will face Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I speculated something that happened during Raw.
Yeah.
Great insight, bro. Man, I'm actually good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's something for them to do now that Bobby Lashley's not going to go on to face, the negative Bobby Lashley.
The anti-venom to his Bobby Lashley?
Right, yeah, basically. It's Brock Lesnar and Chalk Lesnar. So there you go.
Lashley has a better MMA record than him. True story.
Yeah, I know. And he also has a larger move arsenal than him, so...
Dude, having 3 moves are you a larger arsenal?
Yeah.
Do all the suplexes count as one suplex? Yes.
I guess so. Yeah, I was going to say, Kevin Nash has a larger move arsenal.
That includes the hair flips.
Exactly.
Well, Nash has a hair flip, the back elbow in the corner.
The flipper punch.
And then the back elbow while doing the hair flip. Don't forget about the jackknife with the hair flip.
And the knee. Don't forget the knee. And he said...
the knee.
Yeah, and he said he wants to add another move to his arsenal, and it's teabagging Jim Cornette.
Oh, he also had that thing where he camera it and sized them up.
Oh, yeah. I always thought that was cool, because he did that, and then he would, nail him with an elbow or a knee or whatever.
Well, he did invent the X Division, so...
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's because of him that we have Black Machismo. Yeah. True story. True. Yeah. All right. Well, Russell Vogt says that they have heard that Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler's match at SummerSlam will not end up being one-on-one. So.
Oh, but you're doing moonsaults. Yay, multi-man.
Yeah.
There'll be multi guys don't know if you love triple threat matches. There'll be a multi-person, just like the SmackDown Women's title match.
Yeah. That one pissed me off. Not because it's triple threat, but I'm just like, really? You can't just give Becky a one-on-one at SummerSlam.
That's how I felt. Like, just give her the damn match.
I know. Like, holy crap. Freaking Charlotte waltzes in, wins one match, and then boom, after Becky's been laying fools out.
We gotta promote the body issue. Like, how many times does Carmella have to beat Charlotte?
Yeah. Well,
I already beat her twice.
I'm thinking we're going to see the Becky Lynch heel turn at SummerSlam.
I doubt that.
I don't know.
She's going to win. I think she's going to win. I don't see a heel turn.
I want to see, Charlotte do something, pisses off Becky, and then Becky just beats the tar out of her and turns heel.
The crowd ain't going to do that. They'll cheer the hell out of that.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
They're ready to cheer for Becky either way, so...
Well, that would just be another case of WWE's heels being the actual baby faces in the situation.
Just like Kevin Owens.
Exactly. WWE seems to like booking their heels. It's like, no, they're bad guys. However, in the real world, they're totally justified, and they deserve to be pissed off. So, I don't know.
I'll be a smiling, happy face for whatever reason, no matter what.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Well, that was something I was talking about on with people on Twitter earlier today, actually, because I was like, people are like, well, they want Roman to turn heel or whatever, and they should just do it. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I was like, he's evolved as a babyface, and he's not just the smiling white meat babyface anymore. He's like an anti-hero, and people are still pissed off about it because his name is Roman Reigns. So whatever, the marks will never be happy.
Roman's already the heel, so it doesn't really matter what he does.
Yeah, it's like, they're like, well, Roman as a babyface shouldn't be coming out there and telling the fans he doesn't care if they boo him. And it's like, who cares? Friggin' Punk came out and called somebody a homosexual when he was a babyface, so I don't know if you guys remember that.
I do. Just not going to comment on it. Go on.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Although there is something wrong with, using that as an insult, as we have pointed out in the past, because that's more of like an internet mark thing to do. Well, you don't agree with me? You don't agree with me? Well, you're gay.
Yeah, it's not even like to get heat. It's just to be a douche.
Yeah. I don't know why he thought, yeah, you know what? This will be acceptable to say. Like, all right. Wasn't he insulting the guy's mustache or something like that, and then he turned it into a gay slur? Whatever. This is the...
He also told somebody that they had lady bits.
Yeah. This is the guy that all the marks worship, by the way. Just pointing that out there. So
we all mark it out when he returns.
Oh, yeah.
A year or so.
Yeah. Well, the Observer also expects a Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy triple threat to be added to the Brooklyn card, even though it is...
Yeah, a lot of triple threats.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it is currently being advertised as a one-on-one between Shinsuke and Jeff. So...
It's called Triple Threat Slam.
That's what it's going to be. Like we had Swerve-a-Mania this year, we're going to have Triple Threat Slam. It's... my gosh. Just tons of multi.
Bobby Lashley's going to get added to the Universal Title match.
He'll beat Elias, and then boom, he gets added to the main event. Tons of big sweaty men. Just make it...
All of the sweat and all of the men.
Oh, yeah, they're so big and sweaty, by God. They're dripping sweat. Freaking Vince is just, like, touching himself back in Gorilla. Nobody look at me!
Someone can give me Road Dogg.
What the... He's gonna do, like what Bruce Pritchard was talking about when the lights went out at Beware of Dog, and he's just, like, sitting there calmly drinking his coffee, watching that strap match. He's like, it's a hell of a match, pal. Like, I could just see him doing that. Like, they're just sweating. He's like, by God, that's a lot of sweat, pal.
Have you ever seen a meme where it's like that dog in the house is on fire and he's like, everything is fine?
Yeah.
That's what Vince would be doing. Everything is great.
Yep.
All of the sweat.
It's all good, pal. Dean Ambrose is expected back shortly after SummerSlam. I'm hoping at SummerSlam, but I don't know. From what I hear, he's not fully cleared yet.
How has he been out?
He's been out for a while, man.
He must have complications or something. He's been out for hell.
Yeah, he's been out for what? A year now, almost? Like, I don't know. He got... It's building up there. He's
what?
Like...
Yeah, was it like in November or something?
Yeah, it was like 9-10 months, something like that. So he's been out long enough to have a baby. So there you go. Either way, I don't know why my mind went there, but either way, yeah, I hope.
Is Renee pregnant or something? I don't know about this.
Yeah, man, it's like what a lucky son of a. I'm moving on. On a recent Wrestling Observer Live. Brian Alvarez commented on plans for Dean Ambrose and Jason Jordan when they return from injury. He said, quote, last I heard was it was going to be Jordan and Gable again and Rollins and Ambrose as the teams. So
yes.
They're going to bolster up the Raw tag division, I suppose. Well, hey, we've already had, Bar Rescue taking place on SmackDown, so... I'm still... They're facing the New Day this week, right? Or as of the posting of this, they faced them. Okay. That should be a good match. I am very much looking forward to that. I know. I just want to see...
It's been a good times we've seen it, so I expect it to be good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to if the bar wins, then it's just going to be like 4 big friggin' dudes just beating the tar out of each other at SummerSlam, and Greg is going to be going ham for Sheamus.
Of course, it's going to be give me the Bar versus your favorite tag team, the Bludgeon Brothers. God, I hate them. The Boring Brothers.
The Bludgeons, like that's their last name. Yeah.
Luke and Eric Bludgeon.
Yep. Basically. Well, it's you know, Greg, you and I were cheering for Sheamus at SummerSlam 2015, but when he beat Randy Orton, that didn't make sense and it was stupid.
No, it was stupid. They should have went back and redid it.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. I don't like that. Sheamus sucks. Got to go back and have a certain Daytonians boo go over.
No, Randy always has to look strong, guys.
I didn't agree with when they put the bag over his head.
That's what I was going to say.
I knew you were going there.
I didn't like when the heel did his heel tactics.
Right. My God. All right. Based in part on her Instagram story about rehabbing, 411 Media mentions that Nia Jax may be dealing with a leg injury. I'm sorry, 411 Mania, not Media. But yeah. So Nia Jax may be out with a knee injury or leg injury. So I don't know.
Okay, I feel bad that none of us are even reacting.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting there. I was like, really? Nothing? Nada? Okay, moving on.
Nope. I just don't have anything. All the women's division is all about Ronda right now.
Yeah, basically. Lady Reigns is out.
She can return for the women's rumble.
No,
depending on how bad this is.
I don't think it's that bad, especially if like WWE hasn't like said anything about it. But I don't know. We'll see. As long as she can still be on Total Divas.
Oh man, that's where the money's at right there. Put the butts in the seats.
I was gonna say you joke, but you're probably not wrong.
It does massive numbers. So.
Yeah, don't tell me like it. I don't get how but whatever. It is.
People like reality shows.
Yeah, I guess. It's all right. Anyway, it's clearly a work too. Like it's a lot of that crap on that show. There's no way that they're not working the audience. I mean, come on now.
It's like a scripted. It's like a non-kayfabe thing.
Yeah.
It's like Jersey Shore. Yeah. Except less herpes.
Whoa! You mean to? First of all,
it's probably more realistic. It's probably more realistic than the Jersey Shore, though.
Are you meaning to tell me that you don't buy into the Jersey Shore? How dare you, bro? You want to bro down right now, bro?
Jim, tan, and laundry. I don't think a New Yorker would like a Jersey thing, so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, both of them. Maybe I'm doing my Jersey accent. You can't tell. They sound the same. Boom.
Joyzy. It's more like this, Joyzy.
Joyzy, man. God, yeah.
Like Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Well, speaking of injury news, according to the Observer, Aleister Black is injured and did have to get surgery, so he will be out for at least some time, though it is unclear how long.
What did he injure? His crotch? Long enough for us to be screwed.
Hell, I was gonna say, hell if I know. They haven't even said what. Like what's injured?
Crotch. He said he took a crotch shot. Yeah, he got hit in the crotch and then needed surgery. So
did he break his? Did he break his G unit?
He broke his unit. Does anybody want to see my unit?
Wow, he
broke his little Aleister.
Did he break his black mass? Oh man,
his little guy faded to black.
Oh man, that's man. I hope it's not too bad. I hope it was like minor surgery, but either way, surgery
any kind of surgery on your dude is not going to go well.
Yeah. But, tape it up and get back in there, man. Throw some dirt on it.
Take that bad boy up and let's go.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's probably weird.
I wonder if he's gonna have to take them pills like that one MMA fighter so he can't get a chub. I don't know. I think Johnny Knoxville had to take those too. I don't know. But anyway.
He broke. He can't even pee correctly.
What, Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Wow.
He has to use a catheter, I think.
Ew, sick. Well, I mean, when you take that many shots to your junk.
I think he had to be filming in one of the movies.
Yeah. Ugh, man, when you get when you get hit and take that many shots to your junk, like, things are going to start acting up. But,
He got paid a lot of money for it, so.
no, I'm sorry, not worth it. Nope.
I'm not saying it's worth it, but he's paying for it now.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Anyways, moving on.
Well, before we move on to the rest of the WWE news here right now, we're going to take a quick break, not to break away and tell you about another podcast, but, we like to break it up here a little bit, like to take away the monotony. So, real quick, I just want to remind you all about some swag you can get. We'll break it down for you here. And I just got one question. Do you have the look, bro? Are you a fat, floppy sack of crap with a ton of acne, 5 podcasts, a message board, and no job? You still playing World of Warcraft until 4 in the morning and then cry on Twitter about the evil WWE? Well, the Podcast Wrestling Society can get you a much better look, bro. Get all your podcast swag on Redbubble. You want a shirt, a hoodie, a phone, stickers, hell, a wall clock? Forget about it. Get on redbubble.com/people/PodRest Society. That's PODWRES Society. Get yourself a new look, bro, and maybe you could make the list, bro.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, got to get the live read in there, bro. Mixing it up a little bit.
Get these shirts. I didn't rip that off. Go on.
Wow. That is my new favorite shirt.
What are you talking about? I just made that up right now. How would that be your favorite?
That's one of my favorite shirts that a certain brother, sells. But anyway.
You love that shirt?
I love it. I was thinking about buying it before Christmas, but we'll see. Maybe I could get a phone call.
He could call you, and then you could get him to buy a shirt, and then you could call him, and then you could invite him on the podcast.
Right? Yeah, we'll just call each other. I'll be like, bro. And he's like, bro. We're like, bro. But
and then you can tell all your friends how you got insider information.
Yo, for real, I've got insiders, bro. Speaking of which, I'm not sure.
I got insider information for our local wrestling promotion. Sure.
Oh, I bet.
We walked in the movie theater, we saw a guy there, he told us all about it. Yeah, we saw the promoter of the movie theater. He's like, oh, we're going to bring Impact Wrestling back over here. We knew before all the other marks to do. And he told us all Austin Aries, too, because we're also wearing his shirt. Oh, yeah.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, so you guys did get insider info, bro, before all the other marks.
We got a big like that.
Yeah, bro. Speaking of insider information, did you see this guy is clearly a troll account because you look at some of the stuff he tweets and he acts like he's serious, but he's got to be a freaking troll. But this guy got 15 minutes of fame on Twitter a couple days ago. Freaking everybody shared these tweets where he said, I've got inside sources, at least 4 reliable inside sources that have told me that Kevin Dunn is paying people to cheer for Roman Reigns.
Oh, God, come on.
Yeah. He said this. And the thing is, people bought into it, and this guy never breaks character, and I swear to God, I'm hoping this is a character. And then he replied the next day after everybody and their mother shared his tweet. And then he replies to his own tweet and says, I've been worked, or something like that.
I've been worked by working all of you.
Yeah. And
okay, we're talking about a company that can't afford pyro, but
right.
They're going to pay fans to cheer for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, never in the history of this company have they paid anybody to cheer or boo for anybody. Give me a freaking break. Ugh, man. But regardless, yeah, I saw that and was like, give me a flippin' break. But yeah,
Kevin don't have to do that. He could just turn on the cheers by himself. Duh.
Yeah. Wow. Flip the switch, bro. Pump it in like that Goldberg chant. that alleged. Remember they alleged that, I think Kevin Nash was even like, oh, we were pumping that Goldberg chant in. It's like, no, you weren't. Shut up.
No way.
Yeah, it's like, bite me.
If you're in the crowd, you didn't see them chanting or anything, right?
Yeah, you didn't see 500 Goldberg signs out in the crowd. Like, come on, dude.
All those Goldberg 316 signs.
Yeah, that was awesome. But anyway, back to the news here. Back to the real news. No fake news. Real big league news.
Real news about a fake sport.
Wow. Mauro Ranallo is expected to announce the Mae Young Classic, according to PW Insider. Good.
Mamma mia!
He's going to be more over than 90% of the women in that tournament. How about that?
I mean, I love JR and all, but man, him and Lita did not do well last year.
No. I mean, I love...
Him and who? Beth Phoenix? Or announces?
I don't know. They haven't officially said who his partner is going to be this year. I will say, I disagreed with you at first, Ramon, about JR commentating New Japan, and he's still, he's the greatest of all time, so, he's him...
Without question.
Yeah, but with him losing a step, he's still better than, like Michael Cole and whatever. But he...
Oh, yeah, he's still way better than most. It's just not up to JR standards.
Yeah, he seems like the guy who came in and he knows a bit of, like... They're like, here's a notebook, study it overnight, and then, we'll put you on the mic tomorrow. Like, that's what he sounds like. He doesn't sound like the JR of old that actually knew the product. He sounds like the crotchety old man who only kind of likes this product.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as the Mae Young Classic, my guess would be Beth Phoenix, because she did the Big Snacks Challenge. I think she did pretty well. I don't know if you guys actually watched the Facebook Live stuff, but... She did well. Almost 3 runs on the network. Yeah.
You know what would be funny is if the announce team, the commentary team, was Edge and Beth Phoenix. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but Edge is terrible on the mic. No, I'm kidding. Why are we not saying Renee Young, brother?
Wow.
I was hoping Renee Young, but I'd rather her just do play-by-play.
Yeah.
The color commentator.
Yeah,
she let Renee and both do it.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be a good color commentator, but yeah, play-by-play, I think she could do well there. I'd totally be down.
When she used to do NXT.
Yeah, I'd like for her to be the play-by-play for that Evolution pay-per-view or network special, whatever the hell.
It's gonna be Stephanie. What a maneuver! God, she's sucky.
Oh my gosh! I wonder if she's gonna flip out like her dad. Look at this capacity crowd.
You sound like the principal from Doug.
I don't even remember what he sounds like. That's the most obscure reference. Okay.
Everyone go listen to it, and you're like, he sounded just like him.
What the hell? Anyway, the newest additions since our last podcast to the Mae Young Classic are Miko Satomura, Ashley Rain, also known as Madison Rain, multi-time TNA Knockouts champion, Priscilla Kelly, Saya Brookside, who I believe is the daughter of British wrestler Robbie Brookside, Hiroyo Matsumoto, so we got quite a few representatives of Japan in there this time, Ariel Monroe, Vanessa Craven, Allison Kay, formerly known as Sienna from Impact, so this is why she didn't re-up her contract with Impact. I kind of figured.
She's going to go legit fight Charlotte in the back.
Maybe, and Charlotte's going to kick her in the face. It's going to be awesome.
Right.
Oh, man. Zia Lee, Rachel Evers, also known as Rachel Ellering, and MJ Jenkins and Zatara. I don't understand.
If that's right, there's a good chance Josh Mathis will be calling the play-by-play. That'd be great.
Oh, God. You're just like...
Is he gonna bring that title he has in TNA with him?
Does he have a title?
He had one.
Oh, I don't know. God.
I think somebody handed him a belt and like, here you go. Ramon watched it too, man. I didn't watch it. I saw it on the tweets.
I saw it on the Twitter, bro.
They all say. That's how I watch Impact. I watch it via Twitter.
This is. I'll just put Josh Matthews in this perspective. I would much rather listen to the commentary team of Michael Cole and Byron Saxton, just those two, period, any day, over Josh Matthews and anyone.
Dude, listening to Josh Matthews instantly makes me think I'm watching Velocity. Like, it just makes everything so much worse.
Yeah, I know. It just takes down the quality of the product so bad. I don't know. That has got to be the worst pumped out commentator WWE has ever produced. Just
Remember
saying.
on Tough Enough when he was like super emo?
Oh my gosh, yes.
And like he hated the world and like all I want to learn how to do is a moonsault. He was like super dorky.
Oh man, I know. It like he still looks like a huge dork with like sleeve tattoos. Like it looks like he got tattoos ironically. Like
his little Mickey Mouse tattoos.
oh my gosh, he got hennas. WWE is looking to do another Starrcade show this year, likely around the same time and place as last year. Oh man.
Without it being on the network.
Yeah, that's just
You know why?
Because screw you, that's why.
Exactly.
I got it that time. Multiple sources, including Dave Meltzer. Well, Dave said it, so I believe it now.
I'm not listening.
Are saying that Matt Riddle has signed a 3-year contract with the WWE.
The king of the bros.
Bro!
Yeah, he's gonna have his little. He's gonna be front row versus takeover and have his little wave to the crowd.
Yeah, right. He's going to be in a suit, but he's not going to be wearing shoes.
And still be wearing his baseball cap.
Yeah, baseball cap, suit, shirt. Like the shirt's going to be like unbuttoned to the bottom of his chest, and he's going to be wearing like cut off black jean shorts.
And he's wearing his puka shells.
Well, of course, you got to have those. And he's going to feud with man, I can't even think of the guy's name now. They just. That's how important he is. They just had him come back doing some like pretty boy model gimmick. He's like Hawaiian or something. Kona Reeves. No, Kona.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Kona Reeves. They're gonna have him feud with him and just annihilate him.
Prince Iakea, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Prince Iakea.
Sonny
Siaki. Yeah, it's just
Bring
like.
back all these guys, and yet they can't bring back Naked Video. What the hell?
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Like you got
We're getting a petition signed for Naked Minion Hall of Fame 2019.
Well, there you go. And we can make that a new shirt because, you know, for now, if you guys want to support Naked Midian and show your love, you can go to redbubble.com, our store, and get the t-shirt, bro. It says official Naked
Midian.
Midian.
Guys, right now. We'll wait.
Official Naked Midian fan club president. Pause the podcast. Go buy yourself a shirt, bro.
Hey, welcome back, guys. You got that shirt? Great.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull a Conrad Thompson and say thank you for that. Roll Tide. But anyway.
Did I hear you say?
What?
Did I hear you say Roll Tide?
Don't ever bring it up. I didn't say it.
Hey, Alabama stole the Ohio State's playoff spot this year. But you know what? That organization's a little in the news right now, so let's not talk about them.
Yeah, don't bring them up. I just let's keep it on the DL, bro.
Yeah, let's make sure it's an urban legend. Anyways, go on.
Oh my good lord. Moving the hell on back to our fake sports, bro. Well, you guys' favorite guy here has some more news. I guess Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, Uncle Dave, the guy who Greg had his junk out with. True story. But anyway, Uncle Dave noted that AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson all have contracts that will expire in early 2019. There's like...
I don't see any of them going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean... There's basically 0% chance of any of those guys doing anything other than re-signing with WWE. The only one that I could maybe, like, if any of them defected, it would be Shinsuke. I think the other three are, you know, just comfortable right where they are, especially AJ being a multi-time WWE champion already.
He's all right.
The The big television deals that WWE landed for Raw and SmackDown have potential competitors of Impact, ROH, New Japan, and MLW, all hoping to land big contracts themselves. On a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, Uncle Dave speculated that if one of those companies got their own lucrative deal, they'd become the first big competitor that WWE's had in years.
Right.
They're not going to compete. There's no way.
I noticed that you didn't mention CW in any of that, though. So.
Well, no, they're going to be featured on a box. Low rent, bro.
What are you doing?
Touching himself?
No.
For those of you that don't know, they've been touching themselves the entire time. Anyway, I'm sorry, did I break the fourth wall?
Well, I thought this was a given. Hey, you know what? Screw both of you.
Wow. All right, anyway. There is an open dialogue between The Rock and the WWE about making an appearance in the future, according to Sean Ross Sapp, whoever the hell that is.
I didn't really mention that when he thought he was going to face Triple H next year at WrestleMania.
Man, I'd mark so hard. I'd mark all in my jeans.
Oh, I'll be there, so I'll mark hard.
No, I know you will. Triple H, spit on my face. Bro. Anyway, an NWO reunion of
Hulk. Go watch wrestling.
An NWO reunion of Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash might be something we see, quote, on the network or a one-off sometime soon. Tweeted by Ticket Drew.
Table for 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be table for where else would they have a one-off, so to speak? Whatever.
I know where. You don't want to hear.
Oh my gosh! Just shut up.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
The biggest 3 letters in wrestling. I still got to get to my update, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get to it. There was.
I can't wait.
By the way, while we're talking about Hulk Hogan, I saw on Instagram that those Hulk Hogan figures that were not made by Mattel that Ringside Collectibles sells.
Yeah.
They look pretty cool in my opinion, but they posted one picture. It looks like a magazine where they put the toy in instead of the real Hogan. It said the legend, the icon, blah, blah, blah. And 99% of the frickin' comments, you left out the racist.
Wow.
Good
of course
grief.
they did.
Yeah, it's oh my good lord. And then other people, does he come, or does the toy also say the N-word? And I'm like, this is just beyond stupid at this point.
I can't let it go.
I know.
Low-hanging fruit, bro.
Well, that last word you said is absolutely spot on, but anyway, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, that's all the WWE news I have, bro. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, we didn't talk about Big Cass returning to pro wrestling.
That is coming. We will get to that in the other news.
Yeah, huge story.
It literally, it's huge. It's a big story. But yeah, so
He spells it with a Z, bro.
Yeah, well, look, hey, don't spoil the story, all right? But I will say this, spoiler alert, he did not go with William XL. So I'm a little...
I told you guys, Large William, but...
He's not Large William.
Opportunity.
But he didn't go with any of our suggestions. I said Big Willie. He didn't go with that. Greg said William XL. He didn't go with that. And then Ramon said Large William. He blew that off, too. So I don't get where his head isn't in the game, bro. But whatever.
You're not listening to us. We know how to book this stuff, man.
Yeah, we can book it so that in his next match he sets somebody on fire and then they're gone forever. All right? How are you gonna make him bleed? Slit his throat, bro. Just bleeds all over the place.
We're gonna send him to Jersey. He's not a real New Yorker, bro.
Well, he might be at Bound for Glory because they will be in Queens. In the most common part of Queens, by the way. So.
Oh man, that's totally going to be the big attraction. It's wrestling's biggest free agent. I think Ramon missed the reference on that. Queens. I totally got it.
The most common man in Queens showing up in the most common parts of Queens. Oh my gosh. But anyway, yeah. So. Yeah, I always go first on the list, bro. So I think we should switch it up a little bit this week, and I will be generous. how about Greg? You want to go first with your top 10 SummerSlam matches that didn't main event?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I will go after the news from elsewhere.
Well, number one was obviously Nails and Virgil.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was. Well, they sold that place out, man. Everybody was piggybacking off of them.
5 Meatball Classic. All the boys in the back had to thank them for the house.
Exactly. So. By the way, did you hear?
Even Hogan was like, "How do you do it, brother?"
I know, right? He's like, "Look, brother, I need to know. Is it the thermos, brother?" But did you happen to hear on the $1 Million Man episode of Something Else to Wrestle With where Bruce Pritchard like buried Virgil?
I haven't listened to that one yet.
Yeah, because he was like, because they were talking about like, you know, building up that feud with Virgil and DiBiase, and he was like, well, the problem is none of us had really seen Virgil wrestle, so that's kind of why it went the way it did.
You don't say.
Like, then that damn bell had to ring. But all right, Greg, what you got, bro?
I got a list, bro.
Do you even list, bro?
All right, number list, bro. All right, number 10, I said Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler from 2012.
I'd have to go back and watch that one. I don't even remember that one.
Oh, man. It's already starting off bad if you don't remember it.
Sorry, bro. Bro Jay Simpson.
No recognition, dude. Number 9, I said Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, 1991.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
Number 8, I said The Rock and Triple H from 1998.
Man, it's kind of low on your list.
Yeah. Well, there's better ones ahead of it.
All right, bro.
In my opinion.
If you say so, bro dirt.
There's a new one. Great. We'll move on. Brody Brazil. Oh, man.
What the hell?
That was good. That took no effort, though, but it was good. Number 7, TJ, remember this one? We were watching this one together. Randy Orton and Christian, 2011.
Oh, yeah. I got into an argument with some nerds about that match because they were like, oh, man, it's a great feud. Great match. I was like, it wasn't a great feud. Christian got buried every time. Well, it doesn't matter. Like, that does matter. That's not a good feud.
But it was an amazing match.
Yeah, the match was
actually
cool.
I gotta agree with the marks on this one. Christian says that's the best feud of his career.
Oh my gosh! Look, I had some really cool matches, but I got buried every time. So that was a great feud.
He won the world title twice. I know it wasn't both against Randy, but
yeah, let's let's recognize that.
What, 3 months?
Yeah, let's recognize the time.
Did he win it from a low blow?
Yeah, he got kicked in the nads.
He got kicked in the nuts, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's RKO'd twice on the table.
Yeah. That was
number 6. That match is awesome. Number 6, I said Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler from 2009.
Yeah, it's a second Dolph Ziggler sighting we've had so far.
And the second match I don't remember.
Yeah, right.
You guys are slow.
I'd have to go back and remember that one.
I just don't remember Dolph Ziggler matches. You guys' lists are going to suck.
Wow.
My list is top notch, bro. Number 5, I said the ladder match at SummerSlam 95.
Oh,
the
ladder match, bro.
With a horrible finish, yeah.
What do you mean, though?
Couldn't get the belt down.
Yeah. Was that the one where he friggin'
threw a hissy fit?
Wasn't that the one he like jumped for it and couldn't reach, and then he had to go back up again?
That was the first shot, yeah.
Yeah.
And then threw a hissy fit and climbed up and grabbed it again.
Yeah. I guess I heard they were both super frustrated with that match, especially the fact that they were like, hey, you guys are in a ladder match. By the way, no using the ladder as a weapon. Good luck, guys.
Have fun, bud. Number 4, this is the cage match from 1994, which wasn't the main event, which is weird.
Yeah. Oh, no. You and I, Greg, SummerSlam week, everybody, or the week following SummerSlam, whatever. Greg and I are doing a watch-along, and one of the watch-along matches we are doing, spoiler alert, involves that SummerSlam. So just, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the
Just stay
cage
tuned.
match. Yeah, hashtag stay tuned.
Number 3, I said the very first TLC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's the ladder match.
yeah, that one they stepped up their game from
You
that.
don't count it as a ladder match.
They stepped
Yeah,
up their
because-
game from that WrestleMania 2000 ladder match.
When Jeff Hardy breaks his butt. Bro. We're going to break his ass, bro.
That should have been like something they said on like a promo. We're gonna break your ass. It's like, I don't know if I want to
Number
join in
2,
on the festivities now.
Number 2, I said Shawn Michaels and Triple H promo 2.
Oh man, yeah, that match is simply amazing. That was another one where it's like, wow, that didn't main event, because that ended. I mean, the main event was great, but it was like, you could just swap the matches and it still would have been great. You got to send the crowd home happy, bro. They weren't going to be happy with that sledgehammer shot to the back, bro.
Bro, we're going to cripple him again.
Man, I still remember that backbreaker on the open chair. I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I said AJ Styles and John Cena, 2016.
Such a mark. No, I'm
Greatest
just
match
kidding.
in
That was
SummerSlam history. That kick out of the Super AA was incredible.
I was like, oh my gosh, we got Super Styles. He's back. That was great. Those
We
two.
were so blown up after that match, man. Like, why did this go on? Why did it not go on last?
I know. But, you look at that SummerSlam, there were multiple amazing matches on that show. There were some stinkers, but, there were some great, that was a good show. Man.
Yeah, and a future major wrestling star was in attendance there.
It wasn't his fault. Sorry, inside joke. Inside joke. It was,
We'll talk about that later.
are we?
Rose.
All right. Well, anyway, we got to take a quick break here. Let you know about another. Well, first of all, I got to say, nice list there, Broey Votto.
Broey Votto.
Oh, yeah.
Like Joey Votto?
Yeah. And he,
That was a little lazy, dude.
wait, how? I threw Bro instead of Joe. I've done it before. Like Bro Montana and Samoa Bro. Low hanging.
Yeah, but you didn't say Broey Votto. You said Broey Votto.
Yeah, Broey Votto. Or I could have said Broey Vot Bro.
This is an actual conversation right now.
Are we seriously arguing over the placement of Bro in somebody's name? Like, come on.
It's still not as good as what really are.
Low hanging fruit, bro.
Bro, thanks. Dangling all in front of your
There's
face.
gonna be a new T-shirt. It's just gonna be Ramon's face, and it's gonna say "low hanging fruit."
It's gonna say King Bro Brown.
You can make of it
I
what you
love that.
will. Anyway, we gotta take a quick break. Let you know about another great podcast here on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. When we return, we will cover all things scripted pro wrestling, bro, outside of Uncle Vinny's Funhouse. We'll be right back.
Drama City Productions presents.
Hey, it's Ben here, host of the Regular Stories podcast, a podcast where I interview interesting people about their lives. These are not celebrities, they're not the elite. These are regular people, and these are their stories. You can follow us on Facebook at Regular Stories and on Instagram at Regular Stories. We are everywhere that you can get a podcast. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, just about everywhere else. Look up Regular Stories Podcast.
Well, we are back to cover all the news in the wrestling biz outside of the big double E. And of course, well, we've been teasing it this whole time. Ramon, what's your big update from training with the hobos?
Okay, as you guys know, I went out to the tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I show up and quickly realized I have no talent for this. So I started talking to the guys,
and 7 hobos showed up. So a huge success.
Well, of
As
course.
we all know, San Francisco.
Well, yeah, because when was the last time you won a Facebook award for your promos? Huh?
Good question.
Of course, now these tryouts took place in San Francisco, which we all know is huge in the hobo wrestling scene.
Well, yeah, that's where, when you're going to scout hobos, that's where you start. That's like the Mecca.
There's 7 guys there. I was the Mecca of hobo championship wrestling.
Exactly.
So I was talking to the guys, and I met a couple interesting fellows. There's a tinfoil hat Timmy. There's a rice bowl Richard.
What the hell?
There's a soggy Jim soup pants.
Greg's just marking out.
There's a big bum Pataki.
Oh, man. He's the big dude, right, that asks if you're going to eat his... He's going to ask if you eat your cornbread or not?
Absolutely.
You going to eat that cornbread?
One of the more athletic ones was Frog Face Frankie.
Oh, man.
My God.
Did you take a promo class from a certain person that we need to bet on?
Of course. You bet on him every day.
Yeah.
The last 2 is Grinning George Blockfile and Matty Mace, the Junkyard Juggalo.
Holy crap. Oh, my gosh.
So, anyway, so I'm watching them all in the ring, and not a single one could take a bump.
Well, no, I mean, they drop a dump, but no, they can't take a bump.
Frogface did do his vintage. His DDP yoga pose number 52.
What the hell?
That's in secret detail.
I asked him about his DDP yoga. He said, "Yeah, he found a bootleg VHS."
VHS. Come on, like, are we seriously devoting this much time of the podcast to this?
Soggy Soup Pants. Hold on, real quick. Soggy Soup Pants had an amazing monkey flip.
Oh my gosh!
And I mean, after the tryouts, they all grabbed their bindles and hit the rails to the next city, Portland, Oregon.
Well, they're prepping out here in Cincinnati because they're having, like, the city will go in and sanitize the area where the hobos have been, and then said hobos move right back in. You can't get rid of them; they are undeniable.
Well, real quick, Richard did ask to share a rice bowl with me when I denied it.
Probably a good call. No way to control it. Hobomania is automatic.
Oh my God!
So after the boots on the ground, that's the update, guys.
I mean, should you really say boots on the ground when you're talking about hobos who probably don't have boots?
There's holes in them, but...
Wow. All right. Well,
this is just weird.
Yeah, we've literally been.
I don't know where to go from there.
Well, I'll tell you where. I'll tell you where. The only place it compares. The only place it compares with HC Dub. Let's do some Impact Wrestling news.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget when I signed Matty Mason, Junkyard Juggalo.
He got offered a spot at Bound for Glory and denied it because he sees the groundswell around HCW that's rising up very quickly. But anyway, Abyss has apparently re-upped with Impact. Where the hell else is he going to go? What do you mean, why? Where is he going to go, Greg?
By now.
Well, I mean, until he gets a contract offer from Hobo Championship Wrestling, he ain't going anywhere because nobody else is going to be like, yeah, I want Abyss. Like, maybe back in the day, but right now, I think he's kind of wore out his welcome as far as, like, you know, being a hot commodity. And I'm an Abyss fan.
Can't wrestle HCW. He doesn't have enough teeth.
What do you mean?
Oh my
he
God.
has the right amount of teeth. He might actually have too many.
Exactly. You're not going to fit in.
Rich Swann has signed a long-term contract with Impact Wrestling, so that kind of shows where his career is heading.
They like white beers, huh?
Yeah. And the last story I got out of
urban legend.
last story I got out of Impact here. Well, Rich wants to be with his boo, who's coming out in caskets and headlining shows, bro. I'm not joking about that. But anyway, August 2nd's Impact Wrestling averaged 248,000 total viewers on Pop TV, along with a .05 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. That's the show's lowest audience of the year and down from last week's 299,000 viewers. Man.
I didn't know it could be even further down.
They literally...
It's always the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they literally lost...
200 views from just signing your name correctly?
Yeah.
They lost 50,000 people. 51,000 people in a week. My gosh. Now, see, if 51,000 people tune out of Raw, 1 week, they're like, whatever, rounding error. They tune out of Impact, they're going, we're going out of business.
Close the doors now, bro.
Close them down, bro. Josh, can you hook us up with Vinnie Mac's phone number?
Was in his heyday?
Say what?
When Impact was in his heyday?
Yeah.
When Russo was running the place.
Don't even.
Oh my God!
Which time?
I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
Yeah, which time?
Yes, all of those times.
You remember the last rights match where they literally started a Fire Russo chant?
Yes.
Oh man, those were the days when I felt the only time in my career I've ever felt sorry, or the only time in my life I've ever felt sorry for Jim Cornette in his career, having to come out and pretend like he understands these storylines. He said they literally hired him to be the guy that goes out there and explains Vince Russo's crap to the audience because it was so hard to follow.
Who would want to explain my crap?
Well, it was hard to follow. It was pretty easy.
Do you remember the reverse?
On fire, and it's going to be a pull.
Do you remember the reverse battle royal?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, this match consisted of everybody starts on the mat outside of the ring, and to win, you have to climb over the top rope to get into the ring, and then you have a match. Not joking. This was a thing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's move on to something less depressing like New Japan, shall we? Kenny Omega is currently working with Kenny Omega is currently working with a small heel fracture, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Oh no! That's going to affect his average star rating.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been wrestling with a heel faction. I don't understand why this is news. Isn't the Bullet Club heels?
Wow. Ah, man. That low-hanging fruit, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to be
easy jokes are fun, bro.
Last story I got out of there. New Japan Pro Wrestling has interest in bringing Shinsuke Nakamura back, especially with the recent global expansion push. Well, of course they've got interest in bringing him back, but does he give a damn? That's the real question.
He's been given exposure, so they're like, yeah, we're going in, bros.
Yeah.
You still get exposed?
Not quite to the level of Naked Midian, but, it's getting up there. Dude, imagine that.
Imagine Nakamura and low-blowing Naked Midian.
Oh, my gosh. No. I was just about to say, can you imagine...
I want to see that.
I was about to say, can you imagine Naked Nakamura? Like, that's the next step in his career. That's the next step of his career, bro. I see him naked. Oh, man.
He's naked and still low-blowing people.
Here's the story, bros, that we've been teasing. Big Cass has officially booked his first post-WWE appearance, and he's going by the name Big Kaz with 2 Z's.
It's really cool, bro.
And he's on a card.
They're Z's, but they're backward Z's.
God. He's on a card along with a bunch of other WWE guys or former WWE guys. So take that for...
Is the real one going to be there?
No, he is not, unfortunately. So only Only one disgraced guy from that tag team. I guess all of our bets on what he would call himself were completely wrong. A lot of people were thinking he was going to go with Big Cassidy, but he went even lazier than that. And I didn't think it was possible. Big Kaz. Just, wow. I wonder if he's going to...
No, it's still Big Cass. It's just back to his essence.
How do you say that? Cass? Z's don't make a sound, so he's an idiot. More than I gave him credit for. Mother of God. Well,
credit for being an idiot?
I guess. Here's our weekly Flip Gordon update. Flip Gordon has re-signed with Ring of Honor for 2 years, according to the Pro Wrestling Insider. Yay.
He's still not booked.
Yeah, still not booked. He's still not all in, bro. Damn. And also, PW Insider says that Shane Strickland has signed a long-term deal with MLW, and the promotion is looking at signing more talent. They don't even have a TV deal. He's just a indie dude, but yeah. Also, the best friends, Beretta and Chuck Taylor, have now been added to All In. Speaking of...
My gimmick is stupid.
See, they're going to add Beretta and Chuck Taylor, but Flip is still not booked. It's crazy. A damn travesty.
I'm guessing Cody or something.
I don't know. Last booking story here. Jushin Thunder Liger is booked for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor. Mother of God. Just Jushin Liger's everywhere at all times. This guy's...
Well, I mean, it could just be different Jushin Thunder Ligers.
Right? Yeah.
Like how there's different Ultimate Warriors.
Like 100 Pumas.
Wow. Think about that. It's just a bunch of really small dudes like wearing that suit. And here you go. Jeff Cobb has debuted at Ring of Honor's TV tapings at Center Stage in Atlanta. So he's
Ring of Honor champion.
He's already there, bro. He's the Hawaiian Taz. Only more beefy. And
Guamanian, but okay.
What?
Nothing on.
Well, I don't know. He was born in Hawaii. I don't know what nationality he is.
Yeah, whatever.
In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, here's the last story I got. Wrestling Observer newsletter, Uncle Dave writes that Ring of Honor is now trying to book CM Punk for the big Madison Square Garden show next year, but he has, quote, told those close to him that he doesn't have any interest in doing pro wrestling.
Yeah, and so he shows up at All In.
Ah, man. He'll show up, wave at the crowd, and leave. Pay me.
All you marks will lose your crap.
Yeah, I don't know. If he shows up at All In and does nothing, like that's just like the biggest like middle finger. But the thing is, they'll still bow down to him. And oh my gosh, he's amazing. He showed up, flipped us off, and then walked out. Did absolutely nothing. That was great.
He can come out like the Chris Jericho End of the World as You Know It gimmick thing he had, and he didn't talk for like 3 weeks.
That was great. Well, not that gimmick. That gimmick sucked. But it would be great if Punk did that, because he would troll the people, and the people would still like bow down to him and kiss his rear and chant for him during Roman Reigns matches, like little frickin' marks.
That's the only time to cheer for CM Punk during Roman Reigns matches.
Right. One thing I wanted to cover before we get into the list, bro, was there's a little bit of gaming news out there for all the gaming nerds, much like us. You know, I mean, I don't know. According to a certain person, we're not true gamers, you know, because our gamer scores aren't through the roof on Xbox. But I don't know. Yeah. What's your gamer score right now, Greg? Huh?
Like 37, 38K, something like that.
Oh, screw you. Like, I'm only 33,000. You and I need to just jump off a building right now. What's the highest building in LA?
That bank.
Well, there you go. And you need to try to get access some way, somehow, jump off. Like, there you... and on all the way down, yell, "My gamer score's only 38,000."
Oh my God, shut up.
Put that in your suicide note and all that stuff. I just can't live with myself. But anyway, it's an inside joke for all of you out there wondering what the hell we're frickin' talking about. There's a guy who...
I suck at video games.
I failed at life. I only have 38,000 gamer score, and I was not able to secure a position in Hobo Championship Wrestling. Goodbye, cruel world.
I want to be a producer. What the hell?
Anyway, speaking of wrestling and video games and all that stuff, I'm actually getting these 2 games for PlayStation, so it's only going to up my trophy count. And, you know, we all know that trophies don't mean anything. You got to get gamer score for Xbox. But
It's true.
regardless, the one thing real quick about New Japan World that I found out is, much like WWE games, you will be able to import custom logos into the game from the internet. However, they said it's only matte logos, so you can't put your custom logos like on a created wrestler or a belt or something. Only on, like, if you're creating a custom arena, you can put them on there. And I've seen it done. I've seen people recreate Attitude Era and New Generation Era WWF stuff. So it actually looks pretty sweet. So I'm looking forward to that. The other thing is they said you can have custom soundtracks and custom entrance music in New Japan World. I don't quite know how, because didn't you say that Sony said that there was no custom tracks?
Yep.
Well, apparently they're going back on it, because New Japan World said that will be available not on launch
I don't know how
day.
it's going to work, because you can't upload anything. I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know, because they did say maybe it's coming later for PlayStation. I don't know, because they did say it will not be available on launch day. However, they did promise that it will be a patch or a DLC item or something like that you're able to put into your game. So
It is a DJ feature where you get to create your own music on the game itself.
yeah, maybe, I don't know, because they have like 8-bit music.
You're a joke. Go on.
Well, I mean, you never know, because I mean it could be like one of those Mario Music Maker type deals. So, because they have like 8-bit, you know, they have like 8-bit music in there. So, but regardless, WWE 2K19 news that we found out. I don't know if you keep up with the news more than I do, Greg. The one thing I saw.
I have a source, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know.
Inside of Solar's, bro.
I have at least 4 reliable sources. They have told me this. They are not working me, bro. But anyway, I did see that a game mode. I don't know how many people are actually excited for this this new mode in the game, but it's like a Mortal Kombat tower mode, and it's called the $1 Million Tower. That you basically.
I probably want to play it.
Yeah, I don't see myself playing that. You face harder opponents and so on and so forth until you get to the quote unquote boss of the tower, and you win. And I guess you get in-game points.
A gauntlet match?
Basically. Well, yeah, it is basically a gauntlet match, because they said your health will not replenish, and if you lose, you go back to the beginning of the tower. So, Mortal Kombat style.
Oh, it's a gauntlet match.
Yeah, basically. I don't know why they wasted effort on this, but what the hell ever. But yeah, that's all. That was the only thing, the biggest update that I saw for the game, other than, you know, like they revealed some of the people who will be in the game and some of the arenas that will be in the game. They seem like the kind of the obvious ones. I mean, unless you've seen other ones. So, did you have any other news besides that for the game?
WCW sold out in the game?
I did not see that, no. But
all right, then I will buy it then.
Look, I only want NWO sold out, all right? Forget the WCW sold out. NWO sold out was the pay-per-view, all right? They rode in on the backs of garbage trucks, which was a precursor to what that pay-per-view turned out to be. But that's beside the point.
That company.
Yeah. Was there anything that I missed, though, that you guys found out about the game?
No, but the DLC announcement's coming soon.
Well, that's cool. I'm anxious to see that. I did find out if you can get the season pass with, well, actually, before I move on to, what the WWE special one is, the special edition of New Japan World, I guess, was limited edition. I think they're all sold out, but you can get the season pass with the game. You and I, we talked last week about the price point was $40, or maybe a couple weeks ago, whatever. It was $40, but if you get the special edition with the season pass, I think it's $89 or something to that effect.
Hell no.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to... I already decided I'm going to dig deep for the $40, on top of the special edition WWE game, but I don't think I'm going to go, springing for the DLC, because I don't even know if I'm going to like the game, so I'll hold off. But anyway, we forgot to talk about this last week. The special edition of the WWE game is called the Woo Edition. You might remember all that comes with it more than I do. There's the Ric Flair's Hall of Fame ring.
Flair's robe.
Oh, wow, I didn't even see that part. Okay, you get a piece of Ric Flair's robe. You get his Hall of Fame ring, a special edition Funko Pop. The last time I got a special edition Funko Pop for WWE was the Hollywood Hulk Hogan NWO version. I think that was back in 2015. And yeah, so and what else do you get? I know you get a cool box with it, and then all the DLC.
DLC.
Yeah, and season pass. So either way, it's a cool buy. I want it really bad. I'm a big mark for Ric Flair, and I'm a sucker for stupid things, so I gotta buy it,
You said it sarcastically. You're just probably saying you're a sucker.
Wow. But yeah, as I mentioned, for the first time ever, I'm gonna buy that game for PlayStation, so I'm getting both wrestling games for PlayStation this year. Whoa, now... a certain GameStop in Dayton is proving you wrong, all right?
Yeah, Dayton.
We got the echo effect on it, too, so that makes it even more epic. All right, well, that's all the news that I had from the wrestling world, and I know you guys are beat tonight. You want to move on to the list, bro?
Bro, absolutely.
All right.
All over your face.
What the hell? Well, Brother Ramon, I knew you'd come. I shouldn't have said that after what you just said, but moving on.
Yeah, lists everywhere.
What the hell? Can we just...
Brother Ramon? I wanted to be Ramon Cage.
What? I'm not even going to ask.
That joke went right over your head. Never mind.
Yeah, it did.
It doesn't take much to throw anything over his head.
Yeah, short joke. I get it, because I'm not very tall. Anyway.
You're vertically challenged.
Yeah, you watch your mouth, okay? Let's get to listing here, Chad Brocho Cinco.
That's a good one. All right.
Or
number 10, I have.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, go on.
I was going to say, in honor of the NFL Hall of Fame induction that took place this past weekend, because this is airing on Wednesday, I shall call you Terrell Browens.
Oh, man. No, thank you. Anyway, number 10, Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam, 2001, for the hardcore title ladder match. Man, that was epic. I was there.
Oh, screw you. Every time those guys are in the ring against each other, it's great. Even going back to the Invasion pay-per-view. You remember when Jeff Hardy got Van Daminated right off the damn stage?
I do. Number 9, I have Brett versus Perfect from 91.
Oh, yeah.
It is the rematch.
Every time those guys stepped in the ring together, it was freaking magic.
Number 8. That one time they had a match and it wasn't magic. What about that?
What the hell?
Yeah, what about that one? Who teach you what about that one?
Yeah.
Anyways, number 8. I have the curtain jerker from 2002, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio.
See, I had that one on my list and I bumped it, but Yeah, that was a fantastic. Probably the best opener.
Your list is wrong, bro.
That was probably the
Your
best
opinion is wrong. Bro.
opener. Yeah, it was the best opening match in SummerSlam history, in my opinion. I will say that.
Number 7, I have Chris versus Chris. Benoit versus Jericho from 2000, 2 out of 3 falls match.
Oh man, yeah.
Can we say Benoit in this?
Hey, we're not. This ain't on the
Jericho
network,
versus
bro.
Perry Saturn, 2000.
You said Chris Jericho and Perry Saturn from 2000. Wait, what?
No, it was a joke.
Oh. I was like, well, I couldn't hear what you said. All I heard was Perry Saturn. I'm like, what the? Oh.
Was he ever in a SummerSlam match?
Was he ever in a match? Pay-per-view?
Him and Moppy had a match, I think.
Yeah. My God.
Number 6 is a technicality.
What?
Okay, so number 6 is going to be a technicality. Technically, it was not the main event.
Okay.
I have Daniel Bryan versus John Cena for the WWE title in 2013.
Wow.
I was going to put that and say it wasn't the main event, too.
Yeah, the main event really is Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, if you want to get technical about it, you're right. Yeah,
And that match is really, really good. And
Yeah,
it's
it
the main
was.
event, so it's in the category.
A lot of people consider that one of the top
number-
10 matches in the entire history of the pay-per-view.
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 5, I have TLC 1 from 2000, BNC versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys.
TLC always makes its way onto one of our lists, bro.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Number 4, I have another ladder match, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon from 1995 for the Intercontinental Championship.
Hell yeah. I actually love that outfit. I have a figure of Shawn wearing that outfit too. The turquoise colored one.
I have that one,
The
too.
blue.
Yep. I love it.
I think it was a Toys R Us exclusive, right?
I think so, yeah. That's when he was wearing like the all white boots too. Like, I don't know why that was always one of my favorite outfits he wore.
Number 3, I have Brett versus Owen from 1994 for the WWE Championship. And the steel cage match.
Should have been the main event, but yeah.
Number 2 is going to piss our buddy Greg off. I have AJ Styles versus John Cena from 2016.
Oh man.
That's the greatest match in SummerSlam history. I mean, you're already wrong.
I will
No.
I will say I debated between my number 1 and number 2 about the order of stuff, but I'm not going to tell you. I don't know. We'll see whether or not Greg is satisfied.
We already know you're going to say Nails and Virgil are number 1. We got you, dude. We got it.
If it didn't make your list, it's sure as hell
one.
not making mine.
The number 1 on my list, get your faces ready, it's Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, unsanctioned, 2002.
Oh, man, yeah. The fact that Shawn Michaels came back from a broken back, and that was his first match back, and
A broken
my God.
freaking back, bro.
Broken freaking back, bro.
Man, that was just like a crazy match all around. It made even crazier by the fact that you know what he went through, and that was like his first match back in like how many freaking years. That was
the sledgehammer shot to the back, and
the
chair
back,
shot to the back, and everything.
yeah, the backbreaker on the open chair.
The build-up package video was awesome.
Oh my gosh, one of the best packages, and I know what Greg's gonna say, but one of the best video packages
Great package.
in all of.
Yeah, Randy Orton's SummerSlam package.
Oh my
Sick
gosh,
package.
I know. Yeah, but
Amazing package.
not only.
Glorious.
My God. Not only was that match one of, if not the best, SummerSlam match, whatever, but that was probably the best SummerSlam of all time, too. Or at least, in the top 3.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh, without question.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was a good list there, bro Namath.
You guys can go get cleaned up now.
What the hell? Because you listed all over us, huh?
I said I listed all over you. There you go.
My
Listed
God.
all over my face and rubbed it in.
What the hell? All right, we're... After all of that...
You were talking about the list.
After all that, I do feel a little dirty, so I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to take a break.
This is gonna get edited. Don't worry.
I wish that I could, but We're going to leave it uncut, bro. But anyway.
Never mind, go on.
I was going to say uncut like pre-bar mitzvah, bro.
Well, you made the joke for me, so there you go.
Yep. Boom. Got it in. Anyway, we're going to take a break.
Yep, and they pulled it right out.
All right. We're going to take a break, let you know about another inappropriate podcast here on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. When we come back, you bros are going to talk all about your experience at UFC 227. Bros. We'll be right back.
Bro.
We will be right back. Bro, Ryder.
Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host, Ben. A podcast about nothing and everything. A podcast where we get together with friends, drink beer, and see where the conversation takes us. We don't edit. We don't care what people say. It's small town people with a small town mentality. It gets offensive at times, lots of swearing, and a whole lot of not caring. Available everywhere you get podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at STMPod, on Instagram at STMPodcast, and on Facebook at Small Town Mentality Pod. We'll see you there.
And we are back to talk all things UFC, and of course, Greg and Ramon's experiences from Los Angeles at the Staples Center for UFC 227. But real quick, before we go into 227, the big story, bros, going around UFC right now is the fight is official. What is it? UFC 229? Is it October 6th? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So UFC 229 on October 6th from the T-Mobile Arena, Paradise, Nevada. The first official match booked, or fight booked for the light heavyweight title is Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, notorious.
Man,
This is awesome.
this is, yeah, that's going to be freaking great. Definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. I should be working overnight like I am this weekend, so should be able to, I'm going to watch it live regardless. So it's going to be a great night. Yeah. Well, are you gonna go to Vegas, bro?
Hell no, not for those tickets.
Yeah. What's the price of these?
Somebody wanted to.
Yeah. What's the price of this ticket? Your left testicle. Pay up.
That's it?
Yeah.
I'll say two.
What
I'll
the?
take a pair.
What the hell? Good grief. Well, either way, that's the big news. The thing that I found funny that I texted you a meme about was, Dana White going on about that incident with Conor McGregor throwing the friggin' dolly at the throwing that at the bus, and he said, Dana White said it was the most disgusting thing that's ever happened in the history of the company. Yet they put clips of the video in the promo for UFC 229. Like,
yeah, that's how it work.
Yep.
You don't understand how works work? Gotta draw money, man. Gotta draw money.
Well, that's why, I do agree with Jim Cornette on this one. He says UFC is the most successful pro wrestling company in the world. And it's true because, they're an actual, they're using all the tricks from that wrestling used before, wrestling couldn't use those tricks anymore because everybody knows that it's full of crap. And it's sports entertainment, bro. It's not wrestling. This
entertainment.
This is real. In the words of
vintage chill.
Yeah, in the words of Shale Sonnen, the man who went out of politics the way that you should, or the only way that you should, in handcuffs. Yeah. So anyway, that's something to look forward to. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's get right into the reason you both are there in Los Angeles. It is UFC 227, happened on August 4th, 2018 at the Staples Center in L.A. As Ramon pointed out on social media, they have nothing Clippers related there. It's all Lakers.
And Kings.
Yeah.
And LA Sparks.
And no clippers. That's
And no Clippers.
That's man. That kind of tells you where the Clippers sit, where the Sparks are being promoted over them. But let's get right into it here. I thought top to bottom, this was a pretty good card.
Yeah, it was really good. It was very fun, yes.
Getting into the actual, were there any prelim matches or fights that you wanted to talk about, or do you just want to get into the main card here?
I don't know. Those were not that good.
Okay.
No.
For the record, the prelim FX card, 4 fights, all 4 of them went to a decision. So,
yep.
There you go. 3 bantamweight fights and 1 featherweight. My God. But anyway, getting into the main card here, the first fight of the night, it was Thiago Santos defeating Kevin Holland. This fight was actually better than I thought it was going to be going in because I didn't know what to expect. And looking at Kevin Holland, he didn't...
Holland was making his debut.
Yeah.
He looked like a young John Jones at first when he was doing all his dancing and his cartwheeling into the cage.
Yeah.
And his hat on backwards. Yep.
Yeah. He was dancing and rapping along. They were like, he was making Herb Dean laugh because like he was checking his gloves and everything and like telling him the rules at the beginning of the fight and he's like sitting there dancing and rapping throughout the whole thing. Herb Dean's like laughing at him. But
I gotta see it, but you probably can't see it, but he's actually dancing during Thiago's entrance as well.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But yeah, he didn't like physically. I was like, I mean, yeah, he's a tall, lanky dude, but I was like, he doesn't like look very physically imposing, whatever. But he held in there, man. I thought he had some unique defensive maneuvers, like using his long friggin' legs, shoving off of the cage, and to get out of stuff. He was like he was like doing some like break dance, like spinning around with his legs, trying to get out of some stuff on the mat. It looked pretty cool. But yeah, I mean,
they had him in like that side triangle, and he was able to like backflip his way out of it.
Yeah, he shoved himself right off the cage, just flipped backwards right off. I was like, damn, okay. But it went to a unanimous decision in 3 rounds. Thiago Santos won. He won 29-27, 29-27, 29-26. So, but all in all, not a bad fight. Not a terrible debut for Kevin Holland. Was he where did he come from?
Dana White's Contender Series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, that doesn't look like the Ultimate Fighter, like the clips they were showing. I had the sound off, so I couldn't hear what they were saying. I just saw clips. Then we move on to the women's strawweight fight. J.J. Aldrich defeated Polyana Viana via decision, unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-27. It was a pretty good fight. I didn't know who either one of these girls were.
The card on the pay-per-view for me, though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, especially compared to the other fights, but it was okay. I don't know, man. That Polyana Viana was something else to look at, man. But other than that, moving on. Speaking of something else to look at, I texted you this earlier, Greg, that frickin' Bruce Buffer looked like he should be asking me for a tip after he gets the door for me and carries my bags.
He was channeling his inner Craig Sager. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He looked like the bellhop from the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
That's what I was saying. He looked like a friggin' bellhop. Like, what are you wearing? Who told you that a red velvet suit looked good, dude? Like, whatever. The featherweight.
George Hamilton?
Yeah. The featherweight fight on the card here. We got, how do you say the guy's name? Is it Renato or Henato? Hanato. Moicano defeated Cub Swanson. I actually missed most of this fight. You texted me about it when he won in the first round.
Only like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, 4 minutes, 15 seconds was the official clocked in time. He won via submission, rear naked choke. So, like, the fight started when I went in to do my top of the hour news. Before I was done, he was choked out. So, sorry, Cub Swanson. You're going home. But, yeah.
Super over in front of the hometown crowd, and then it just choked out.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. I know you guys were probably not too happy about the result of that fight, though.
I was a little upset, Yeah.
But then we move on to another fight that I'm sure had the crowd on their feet. It was the first of the double main event here. It was Henry Cejudo defeated Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson via split decision. It was 48-47, 47-48, 48-47. It went the distance.
It should have been 50-45. Cejudo dominated him the whole time.
Man, I just...
what the hell those judges were watching? Unless they're like really high on defense.
Maybe, I don't know.
Mighty Mouse got thrown around for the entire fight, basically.
Yeah.
He landed a couple of head kicks, but other than that, he didn't do really anything.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because Mighty Mouse said at the end of the fight he's taking some time off. His wife is having a baby, so he's going to be gone for a while. However, do you think when he comes back, he gets a rematch right away?
He should.
Yeah, I was going to say, after all those title defenses...
Who else is lined up in that division?
Yeah. Well, after all those title defenses he's had, I think at the very least he earned it off of that alone. But
yeah, he had a million title defenses. That series alone is tied to 1-1, so...
Right, yeah, get the rubber match in. However, that was already a big enough story as it was, but then at the end of the fight, they interview Cejudo, and he calls out whoever wins the bantamweight title match in the main event. Says he wants to take on either TJ Dillashaw or Cody Garbrandt, and... Well, let's just get right into that fight. The bantamweight title fight, main event of the night. TJ Dillashaw defeated Cody Garbrandt via TKO in round 1, 4 minutes, 17 seconds. And he just knocked Garbrandt
She's going to give
silly.
it 2 stars. 2 stars because it happened in Los Angeles.
What the hell? Dillashaw just whooped up on Garbrandt, man. I thought it was going to be more competitive than that.
Well, Garbrandt gets that solid hit in, and then Dillashaw kind of stumbles, and then that was like really the only offense he got in.
Yeah, I know. Because at first I was
think
like,
that he went straight for it. He didn't stop. That was the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, he threw a wild punch. He gets decked right in the face, and that was pretty much it after that.
Yeah, he did leave Dillashaw with some battle scars, or a battle scar, I should say. He got a nice little mouse under the eye. But other than that, yeah, Dillashaw just whooped the hell out of him. And he was asked about Cejudo's challenge, and he said he's down for it whenever he wants it. So we could be seeing TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo whenever they allow them to fight. That December? When is that the MSG card?
No, that's November.
Oh, okay. What's is December a big card, or is that just, a card?
Usually.
Okay. Well, that'd be cool if they're both cleared to go by that time, which I don't know why they wouldn't be. Then there you go. I think it doesn't quite have the allure of Johnson and Dillashaw, but at the same time, I mean, if judging by the performances they gave tonight, I think Dillashaw would have cremated Johnson.
But, yeah, definitely.
Then again, I don't know how Cejudo will hang in there with him either, but we'll have to see. So do you think it'll be
they're going wild like Garbrandt? They can be all right.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be a title fight?
Random haymakers that aren't landing anywhere.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's going to be a title fight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be for a Dillashaw's title.
Okay. Yeah. Well, speaking of titles, I found it a little funny. First of all, Dana White, for some reason, put the belt on upside down on Henry Cejudo, and they called him on it, and they took it off, and they were like, let's get it on the right way. And I don't know if you...
I was in distress.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed this, or if you were able to see this, but on the inside of the title, like, Johnson has such a tiny waist that they had to put a secondary, snap on the inside just so it'll fit his waist.
Oh, wow. That is shocking.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse Mark Henry.
Yeah, basically. Because I'm looking at that, I'm like, what the hell is... I'm like, oh my God, he was so small, the belt was too big for him. That's crazy. You'd think for the flyweight guys, they would have made it smaller. Yeah. It was crazy to see. But the next major UFC card, UFC 228, September 8th, 2018. American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. That's going to be headlined by Tyrone Woodley defending the welterweight title against Darren Till. Are you guys even remotely excited about this one, or do you think it's going to be another boring Woodley fight?
Besides the allure of seeing Woodley, not really.
Yeah. Well, and then
Woodley falls, but yeah.
The women's flyweight title is also on the line. Nico Montano, will defend against Valentina Shevchenko, I guess. Shevchenko. Yeah. So, double main event there as well. I don't know how hyped I am about a Tyrone Woodley fight. He's
boring as hell, so.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, is there any other MMA news that I am missing out on?
No.
Okie dokie. Well,
sure, this week will be packed, though. Diaz says he won't be on the McGregor card. Oh, yeah, I'm going to the Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. The Diaz news. Nate, right? Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He is, do you say he's officially booked in a fight, or he...
Yeah, against Dustin Poirier in the Garden.
Nice.
The Diamond.
Dustin Diamond, baby. Well, there you go. MSG card, Nate Diaz and Dustin Poirier. Good, should be good stuff. All right, well, you think it's time to do the list there, Rolling Stones? No pop for that one? Come on.
I tried to get something clever. I just couldn't think of anything clever. Sorry. We can't get no bros. I'm really tired.
All right, well, let's get through this then. Bros. All right, number 10. I said Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, 1995 Intercontinental title ladder match.
Wow, very, very high.
Yeah.
Or low, I guess.
A lot of these, I actually was like, I can't decide between them, but I had to throw a number on them, so they are where they landed. So a lot of them I liked equally. Yeah. Number 9. I said CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, 2013, the best versus the beast, no disqualification. I thought that was one of Brock Lesnar's better matches that he's had in the last couple of years, or last, I don't know how many years. So that was before he started. Decent. That was right before he started getting super lazy and just doing nothing but suplexes. So that one was actually a good match. Number 8. I said Triple H versus The Rock, 1998 Intercontinental title ladder match. Another IC title.
Really liking those ladder matches.
I had the same two that you both had. Well, wait, did you have that one on your list, Ramon, or no?
No, I did not.
Well, it's on 2 out of 3, so as Meatloaf says, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You got a Meatloaf reference. Oh, my God. I'll do anything for this list, but I won't do that.
Wow. Mother of God. Number 7, Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect, 1991 for the Intercontinental title. And we already talked about how great those matches were. Number 6, I said, and I was here for that one, I was there for this one. John Cena versus Seth Rollins, 2015, title versus title. I would have had it.
That was great. John Stewart.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually would have had it higher on the list, but the John Stewart thing just kind of, I still loved it, but yeah, that ending was just like something else, man.
Wait, hold on, I'm totally blinking. What was the main event of that one?
It's Undertaker.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Undertaker, Brock. Okay, nice.
Yep. But yeah, Greg and I were marking for this. Greg and I were like on different sides of the table for this one because I was wearing my Rollins, he was wearing his Cena, and yeah. So anyway, yeah. Can't think of any clever throwback for that one, so I'm just gonna let it go.
There's no comeback. It's just a fact. Go on.
Wow. Number 5. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, 2016 Universal title match. Great.
Totally ruined everything.
Yeah, that. If you watch it with the mute on, it's a much better match. I'll say that. So.
It's really a great match, and one event has one on.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I called you out on that. You're like, why do you blame me? I wasn't one of the ones booing.
I love the Universal title.
Yeah, I love the Candy
Dude,
Title.
Brock took it and went away with it forever. I cried, bro.
What the
I didn't
hell?
even know what the Universal title was, bro.
It's sitting in Brock Lesnar's fridge. Oh, man. Number 3, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, 1994 WWE title cage match.
Crap.
You know,
one of the greatest cage matches of all time.
in the old Big Blue, bro. Greg and I were talking, that match went 20 minutes overtime. We were thinking, if that match had went normal time, that would have meant the rest of that 20 minutes would have went to that Undertaker versus Undertaker match, making it like a 30-minute match. Think about the epicness of that. I think Bret and Owen saved us all.
If you actually had a real Undertaker versus Undertaker match, like somehow you cloned Mark Calloway and had him face himself, that would be pretty cool.
That one would actually be good. This one was crap.
Not so much.
Number 3, Edge and Christian versus the Dudleys versus the Hardys, 2000 WWE title, or tag team title, TLC. Bro. This one was,
Great choice.
Yeah, we talked about how amazing those were. And here's what I was talking about. Ramon and I actually had the reverse, but it could go either way. Number 2, I said Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, 2002 unsanctioned street fight. And then number 1, AJ Styles, John Cena, 2016 WWE title.
The best match in SummerSlam history. The unsanctioned.
I think they're both tied. They're both tied, but I had to put a number on them, so they lie where they lie.
It's a New York thing, okay? It's a New York thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, both are in New York, huh?
But that is my list, bro. And, so next week we will go over, instead of the matches that weren't the main event, we will go over the top 10 SummerSlam main events in history next week. Bros, it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That was creepy. Thank you both. Got in the Ferris Bueller. Nice. Thank you both for joining me today.
Yeah, it was fun. Hey, you're welcome.
And we will
You're all welcome.
Wow. We will catch you all next week. Later.
Later. Bye.
This has been a Drama City production.